Hi everyone, art journal page today, and my black kitty needs an art journal page just for himself. So I'm planning on, this is my focal point. Everything is going to be built around this black kitty, but I'm saving it for last. It's going to be a lot about layering. I was thinking about this page. And yes, planning. Sometimes I do plan something when I'm doing my journaling. Now I'm going to start with stamping the page. I showed you this stamp that I ordered from In Love Art, and I will put links below to this and this stamp, with also a discount code if you want it. And I'm going to start by building interest in the background. Most of it won't be, I'm guessing, won't show at the end, but I still want to lay grounds and do some interesting background. So I'm quite randomly putting this stamp. I just love background stamps. They are just putting everything, I don't know, giving more interest, and love it. Don't have anything more to say about it. So here it is, and I am already in love with the stamp. So moving this aside, I want some numbers. Again, don't know what will show and what won't. And let's see, again, I'm not even trying, I'm not taking it out of the acetate, putting some numbers, like so. Really doesn't matter what goes where. Here we go, and let's do just a little bit here. Yeah, so finished with this stamp. Now I want some text, so I'm taking this one. I have 4 text here with different fonts, and I don't think I even read it. Don't care. Just want some lettering in the background. So here we go. Again, quite randomly. Yeah. So here it is. Lots of interest, and this section was left because I know that this all is going to be covered, so I didn't bother with stamping it. So next I've got these strips, like corrugated board, card, whatever, don't know. And someone gave it to me, so I'm going to use this, and it's going to be a lot of texture on this page. And it doesn't have to be black, but if I have black, it's going to just help me with the whole thing. So that's what I'm using, and you'll understand what I'm trying to do when I'll finish. Basically it's going to be like a building silhouette, but I'm more concerned with having a lot of texture in the background. And so I'm just gluing pieces of this until I'll have some how do I call it, skyline silhouette with buildings, whatever. So I'm just trimming it, not precisely, just so I can move on and glue the other parts. And I'm just going to make them in several lengthened. Whew. I'm lip sync today, don't know why. Okay, so I'm not really, this part I'm not really planning it, just putting pieces so I will have interest. And you can use any cardboard to make this, it doesn't have to be this kind of strips. What I do know is that here I can find it in my cheap store, in the kids section, craft supplies for kids. I've got quite a mess here on my table, but that's how it goes. Let's see. Let's do another one like this. I hope I'm in frame and that you see what I'm doing. I think I made some mistake here. I am planning on a moon, and first I thought about it has to be a little bit behind the building, something like that. So I'm thinking that I need to be careful with sorry, with how I'm putting my buildings in my silhouette. And let's see. This is just a template that I've made when I was planning this page. So I leave it be for now, so it will be easier to know where to cut the pieces. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it needs to be like this. When you are layering, you really need to watch where everything goes. So let's hope it will work. And well, now I need to put something here so it won't. No, let's do it like this, so I can stick my my moon when it's I'll make it. So right now I'm putting this like that. I need some reference to where it has to be, so that's why I'm doing it like this. Okay, so I'm out of the black. I'll just take white and I will just go over it with a black permanent marker when I'm finished, or with acrylic paint, whatever works. Again, making sure I have this plastic bag here so it won't adhere to my page. Yeah. Oops. And last one, and good that it's not dry yet, because I can move the pieces. I have too much here in between. So I'll just move the pieces closer. Okay, here it is, my skyline. Okay, so moving this, let's I'll paint it with black, and I think I'll just use acrylic paint, just a little bit. Need to get inside all these grooves. Well, it would take a lot more paint than I thought because of the texture. I'm trying to be careful on this side because I don't want it to go into my background. Maybe I'll leave it to dry and do this with a marker, as I said, or a felt pen, whatever will work. So basically this is it for my skyline, and let's see, maybe yeah, finished. Okay, next phase. Let's see, no, I'll leave it, no. I need to figure out how to do it, all this. Okay, so this is going to be like this until I make my moon. And so I'm moving this aside, or maybe no, first I want more texture in the background, and I'm going to do some with this and compound stencil and compound joint compound. Don't know what's going on with me today. I have a frog in my throat, I'm missing words, and here we go. So that's what I'm using instead of modeling paste. It's cheaper. I buy a big bucket of it in the hardware store and call it done. So I'm putting it quite thick because I'm really hoping to have a lot of texture in the background. And my paste is this joint compound paste is quite dry, but it works for me right now. Okay, maybe I went a little bit overboard with the thickness. Okay, let's lift it. Yeah, I've got nice thick stars in the back. This one didn't turn so well, never mind, but nice enough. And just maybe I'll manage to put some more here. Let's see. Okay, so now I can remove this whole thing. This needs to dry, and we'll move on to making the moon. Or let's see, so I've got this template. That's the size I wanted my moon, and I've taken some of my painty paper, left paint that I just smeared on this printer paper. And I'm thinking of, yeah, something like that. So I will have a variation in the color. So I'm going to do this, and let's see if I can, maybe I'll just glue it so it will be thicker and steadier, something like that. And then I can cut it out, use it. Approximately here, really doesn't matter. Yeah, here is the beginning of my moon. I want to stencil on it. I want more interest than just the variation in the color, and I'm using this mandala stencil. And let's see, I've got distress ink, I've got fossilized amber, and I've got spiced emerald. Let's start with the lighter one and see how it goes. I'm using a makeup sponge, and I'm thinking if I've got variation in the color in the back, then I'm also going to do it with the stenciling. So I will go from this, well, yellow, and now switch to the orange. It moved a little bit, so I'm going to try and place it in place again. What's happening to me? Okay, almost. Yeah, I probably should have put some masking tape so it won't move, but trying to be quick about it. Yeah. So here we go. It almost looked like a sun instead of a moon, but who cares? I like it. Here is my moon, letting it be here. Now I want to prepare my background. And my background is going to be made out of a backing of a paper napkin. And I promise you everything will come around. I know a lot of stages, so I'm just going to show it very quickly for those of you who just stumbled upon my video. So I'm always making painty paper napkins from the backing, and what I'm doing is taking the backing, sometimes I only one, sometimes 2 layers of the paper napkin, spraying it with water. It just helps this the color spread like so. And then I will take the sprays that I make. These are from gel food coloring, few drops with water, and that's it. So I'm spraying like this, and I'm just showing you. I've already made one that I want to use. So let's take some, where is my glue? Never mind. And the more water you put in advance, the more the spread and more blending that you will have. So just, and I'm always using this kind of paper napkin for all kinds of projects. I really love how the colors are spreading and blending. Here we go. And now of course you need to let it dry, and there is a reason I've put it on this plastic bag, is that now I can't touch the paper napkin. If I will try to lift it, it will tear. So you take it like this and put it aside until it's dry. So now I have to wait for my background to dry, for my paper napkin to dry, and then we'll continue. I'll be back. I'm back. So I messed up. The buildings are in my way, so I've peeled them off, and first I need to put my background in place. So I'm going to put glue on top and adhere my paper napkin. This glue is with a little bit of water, so it would be easier to work with, especially paper napkins. So it's about like 2/3 glue, 1/3 water. So just putting down some glue, and let's see, something like that. And now I'm going to go over it again with glue, and this time it needs to be I need to be very careful. I have the texture underneath with the stars, and I don't want my paper napkin to tear. So I'm using the flat of the brush, and I'm gliding it with the glue and going from the inside towards the outside. And I'm hoping for a lot of texture from the wrinkles, from my stars in the back. So very gently just slide, so you won't have air bubbles, and that it will adhere to all the texture that you have in the back. Don't know if you can see it right now, but the stars are showing, and I will pick them more when everything is dry with some gold wax. So now I need for this to dry before I'm doing anything else, and then I will adhere my buildings back and will continue. And I already have my lovely kitty. I've stamped it on a paper napkin because I've got a lot of texture and I will need it. I want a nice print, and that's the way to go. If I'll try to adhere it, to stamp it on texture, it won't be a nice print. So I'll be back. I'm back. So this dried. I put down again the pieces I've made for my skyline with my moon, and I just trimmed it a little bit because it just looked to me too big for this page, so I just cut it down. And now I've got my little kitty here that I need to take out of the paper napkin. As I said, I've put it, I've stamped it on a paper napkin because I was worried about texture in the back, but as I didn't figure out that I have this moon in the back and I don't have texture on the moon, but never mind. I have a nice print that now I'm taking out of the paper napkin. I just went around with a paintbrush and a little bit of water, and now I'm just going to glue this down. So a little bit of glue, and I'm thinking, yeah, my cat, my lovely black cat is going to sit here on top of the wall, my lovely cat. So, and now I'm going to go on top of it and very gently from the inside outside, smoothing it out. That's what I love with stamping on paper, white paper, backing of a paper napkin. It just disappears into the background as long as I have patience to move slowly and just, here we go. So on top of the black here, it's not that great, but I can always go and when it's dry go over it with a black permanent marker. So I'm going to let it dry, and now I'm going to go over all my texture. So I've got here some gold acrylic paint, bronze acrylic paint, and some brush with very hard bristle, and I'm going to do some dry brushing first where I have the stars, like so. I'm not trying to paint them, I'm trying to pick the texture so they will stand out. And of course I have the texture that was made with all the wrinkles of the paper napkin, so it's not that a precise image, but that's what I was looking for. I wanted a lot of texture. I'm not concerned about the stars looking like stars. So I'm just adding where I feel it's needed. And let's see, do I have it? Yeah, I have another star here and another one here. Yeah, little bit difficult to see, but never mind. And here are more stars. Maybe if I use the wax, the gilding wax, it would have been easier, but never mind. I like how it's turning out to look. And now I'm going for the bronze, and again dry brushing. I'm just going over my corrugated paper. I think it just adds to the whole thing, not completely, but just giving it a little bit more definition. And maybe just a little bit of the gold. Yeah, that's it. Now it just needs to dry before you can see it completely. The glue is still wet here, so my cat doesn't look all black, but yeah, I finished for my page and I'm just in love with it and my little black kitty. So this is it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for leaving me comments below. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.